What's going on, all you Minties? Uncanny Omar here from Near Mint Condition, and join me today for my top 10 must-reads, essential buys, or books that I'm suggesting you all read that are coming out in April 2022. So, let's get started. Welcome back, everybody. This is the segment where once a month I go over the list of the collected editions coming out in the following month, or in this case, this month of April of 2022, and pick out 10 books that I would own or tell people to buy. And it is a very difficult list to put together. Sometimes I take a gamble on the fact that maybe some books will be delayed, like in this case, and I'll talk about that here in a second. But sometimes I'm like, oh man, I really want to recommend that book. Maybe I should make it a top 15. But no, I think limitations are good, right? I think that's good. And so I just limit it to 10. So let me know in the comments down below what your top 10 would be, top 5, whatever it is for the month of April. Hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet, ring that bell for notifications. Check out our Patreon, and thank you to our patrons for making videos like this possible. Now, let's go ahead and get started. We are looking at a book on the week of April 5th. This is what I meant by hard, because I wanted to talk about Heaven's Door Extra Works, but I haven't read that, and I'm going to get it. Let's see what it's like. But just based on my wife and my kids, I have to recommend Sailor Moon, the NAOKO TAKEUCHI Collection, Volume 1. And the reason I'm suggesting this is because there's a reason why Sailor Moon has a huge fan following. There's a reason why even adult men that have grown up watching Sailor Moon still love it. And this is the page count that they use for the Sailor Moon Eternal editions, but they're the smaller scale books being published by Kodansha, so they're more affordable. They're $12.99 and more accessible to new readers. So if you've never read it, then this is the best way to own it without spending the outrageous amount of money that the Eternal editions are going to be, or are, and some of them are out of print. Hopefully this will come back in a hardcover format one day, but absolutely. I've seen my wife's hero is Sailor Moon. My kids grew up watching Sailor Moon, and anybody I've ever talked about, that loves Sailor Moon just has a pure heart. So I have to recommend it. Outrage hardcover is the way that I'm going to go with this one, and this is Fabian Nicieza, Riley Brown. This was a web series. This is published by Rocket Ship Entertainment. I've not read a single one of these issues. I love Fabian Nicieza. I love his humor. To me, he's always going to be the voice of Deadpool, and damn, I can't wait to read this. This was a web series, and I'm glad that it's coming out to print. My wife actually finished reading his, the Suburban Dicks book that he published, but this is awesome. I didn't know we were going to get a hard copy of this, but I'm absolutely recommending it because I'm recommending it for myself. A book that I knew was going to be delayed, maybe took a gamble on. I'm like, I can't put it in my top 10. Also, I'll go with Thor by Jason Aaron, but of course I'm recommending Captain Britain Omnibus. This is the expanded Captain Britain Omnibus that collects Captain Britain 1 through 39. I've been reading this for the last month almost, and oh my gosh, there's some things in there. I have read some of it in the smaller hardcovers, and of course I have the Omnibus, the original Omnibus, the Captain Britain by Alan Moore. But yeah, this is big. This is everything. This is everything, with the exception of the Captain America issues that were in the original Captain Britain Omnibus. But anyway, this collects Super Spider-Man and Captain Britain 231 to 247, Hulk comic number 1, 3 through 46, and that's just, there were little short stories in there, like 4 to 8 pages sometimes. Hulk comic, Incredible Hulk Weekly, 47 through 55, 57 through 63, Marvel Superheroes 377 to 388, Daredevils, not to be confused with a blind hero that lives in Hell's Kitchen. This is 1 through 11, Mighty World of Marvel 7 through 16, Captain Britain 1 through 14, Marvel Tales 131 through 133, Marvel Team Up 65 through 66, New Mutants Annual 2, and X-Men Annual number 11, $125. Now, some people have asked me, why don't they put Alan Moore's name on it? That was his decision. It wasn't the publisher. Just the original writer. It's what he just wants his name out of those books. Hence the Miracle Man. Same way. Gotham Central all 40 issues. Of course, I'm recommending this. This is one of my top 10 favorite omnibus of all time. Back into print. And if you've not read it, oh man. I describe this as a mix of like The Wire meets Gotham City. Batman is in it, but very minimal. Like, he makes appearances there, here and there, but it's mainly about the police department. Ed Brubaker, Greg Rucka, Michael Lark, just to name a few of the creators that this is it. If you've not read it, this is so just, to me, it was just a game changer for comics. Like, this was a lot of people, and my segue into the Ed Brubaker world of like Criminal and everything that he's done for his independent stuff. It would be a crime not to suggest this, so I have to, and that is the Sandman Book 1. Collecting the first 20 issues of Sandman, introducing you to Morpheus, introducing you to his siblings. It is $29.99, 560 pages. It is a big book. I don't know if that Netflix adaptation is a sticker or if it's actually going to be on the book, but even if it is, I mean, at $30 for 560 pages, a soft cover, I have to recommend it. And there's going to be a total of 4 of them. If you've never read it, Neil Gaiman's masterpiece. Yeah, Kelly Jones on art, Sam Keith on art, beautiful covers. It is the most dreamlike, wonderful, hypnotic read you're going to experience with comics, or one of them. I absolutely love it. One of my favorite comics of all time. Aerosmith. I'm so glad this. I used to have a really crappy trade paperback. It is coming back in a deluxe format, a hardcover format, $24.99, collecting the first 6 issues. Carlos Pacheco and Kurt Busiek, Jesus Merino, Alex Sinclair, just all this wonderful talent put into this book that no one talked about, and it is finally coming back out in a beautiful hardcover format. And it's an alternate take on World War I where there's dragons and magic that existed at that time. How badass is that? And look at that cover. And to me, I think this is the era of Carlos Pacheco that I think was the best era of Carlos Pacheco. I like his new stuff too. I appreciate his old stuff, like his stuff when he was doing the Fantastic Four and went over to X-Men. But to me, I think this is when he perfected his art. I loved it. It didn't get better than this to me. Inferno, of course. This is the bookend to Jonathan Hickman's run on X-Men. 4 issues blew me away with the twists and turns that he was going. The overview of this is gonna be really hard to do because I have to talk about spoilers. No matter what cover you get, it's a freaking awesome story and not to be missed. And much like House and Powers of X, it probably won't last long out there, and it might go out of print by the time you decide to get it. And I hate for that to happen. Star Wars Darth Vader by Kieran Gillen. Of course I'm recommending this. This is one that a lot of people have been wanting back into print. That Mark Brooks cover is life, though. I don't know what anybody else is getting, but man, that cover is awesome. Kieran Gillen, Salvador La Roca, Jason Aaron, because there's a crossover with the Vader Down storyline. So collecting the 25 issues, Annual 1, Vader Down, and issues of Star Wars 13 through 14. One of the most important things that came out of this was, of course, the introduction of Dr. Aphra. So, oh man. And her killer droids, too, 000 and BD-1. Oh, absolutely. If you've not read this, you're in for a freaking treat. Especially if you're a fan of Star Wars and you haven't read any of the comics. Hell of a way to start your collection. How do you write a story about a villain? Like, he does a unique turn on it, and I really like what he does with Vader. I mean, makes you feel really bad for him. I mean, you do feel bad for him in the movies, right? Like, but you see how just badass he was during this time, how ruthless he was during this time. Oh, it's so good. All right, book I haven't read, but Jonathan Hickman, absolutely. Decorum, love that cover. I don't know if this is black and white. The artwork is by Mike Huddleston. And let's see, there are many assassins in the known universe. This is the story of the most well-mannered one. Collecting Decorum 1 through 8. I didn't even know it was a series that was being published by Image, but you had me at Hickman, and you had me at that cover. I'm in. The Boys. Oversized Omnibus. Why? Not only because we helped make that happen, but because I really enjoyed this. This was like Garth Ennis's like love letter to superheroes. I know he always states the fact that he hates superheroes, right? And the treatment of his superheroes in this, you can tell like, oh, this is really what he wants to do to superheroes. But you can't help but notice the things that he does enjoy about superheroes, because The Boys becomes a superhero team in a way. Derek Robertson's applying the artwork. This is volume 1 of 3, collecting the first 30 issues of this series. I really enjoyed it. It is gratuitous though. It's not for everybody, so keep that in mind. Definitely mature content. It gets a lot edgier than the TV show, and if you've seen the TV show, I actually like the TV show actually a little bit more than I did the comic, but just because they kind of expand on a lot of the characters. But yeah, there's no denying that this was a freaking awesome series, but gratuitous for sure. And that is my list of the top 10 essential buys. Now, if you are interested in purchasing any of these books, check out our sponsors. If you live in Europe and are interested in pre-ordering or purchasing Omnis, then you should definitely check out Walt's Comic Shop in Berlin, Germany. They have the cheapest pre-order prices for Marvel and DC big books within the EU. Flat shipping of €9.90 for EU countries. Extremely careful and sturdy packaging. Emails are answered within 24 hours. And they have a superb selection of new releases and out-of-print books on their website. Just head over to waltscomicshop.com for more great deals and rare titles. And for a limited time, you can use the code NEARMINTCON, all one word, at the checkout for free shipping to all EU countries with your first order. Walt's Comic Shop, your reliable source for Omnis and premium collected editions in Europe. CheapGraphicNovels.com, your online home for graphic novels and collected editions up to 50% off cover price. They have excellent shipping and prompt and helpful service. Check out their bargain deals for up to 90% off cover price. And don't forget, the CGN also takes pre-orders. That way you don't miss out on the hottest releases. And they are currently running a special promotion for you Minties. If you're a first-time customer, after receiving your order confirmation email, reply back to that email and let them know Near Mint Condition sent you their way. They will then apply a free shipping promotional credit to your next order in the US. Cheap Graphic Novels, your source for the hottest books with the kind of deep discount, quality shipping, and customer service that will keep you coming back for more. Now, that was my top 10 list. Let me know in the comments down below what you agree with, what you would take away, what you would add, what your top 10 for this upcoming month will be. This was the Uncanny Omar. Thank you all so much for watching. Don't forget to smash that like button, subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet, ring that bell for notifications. And thank you so much to our existing patrons for making videos like this possible. So we do have a Patreon and a spread shop. The links are in the description of the video. More importantly, all of you, stay healthy and safe. Much love.